I still think it's Ricky Henderson, but Acuna could blow him away this year. Absolutely blow him away. Now, let's talk about your boy. But before we do, Miguel Cabrera hitting 176 since last year's All-Star game. Can he stay? Now, Detroit is a team that's building. They're they're doing fairly well. Do you think the Tigers can afford to keep playing Miguel Cabrera? And could you think of another player?
Can they afford to bench him? Do they have anybody that can play for him?
Well, he's hitting 176 since last year's All-Star game.
So what?
And what
Do
about,
they have anybody hitting better than that?
Well,
then
what
they
about
should
your
put him on the
boy,
bench.
who in his final season, you remember? Your boy?
Yes, I do. Big Papi.
Big Papi. You remember what he did?
315 batting average.
That's right.
Huge slugging.
Yep. Everything.
48 doubles, 38 home runs, 127 RBIs.
You know that pretty good.
He got walked all the time.
That's your boy.
80
right?
walks and 86 strikeouts.
Mm-hmm. Okay. That's not bad.
That is my boy. You're right.
Big Papi.
I like Big Papi.
Arguably the greatest season of anyone claiming it's his last. Big Papi. Yankees picked up Greg Allen again. He's not fantasy relevant, okay?
But they designated Aaron Hicks.
Yeah, and look,
Are you surprised?
Yes.
Why?
Aaron Hicks just started hitting. Even recommended you pick him up last week.
That was a great tip.
Yeah,
that was a good
one.
tip for me.
All right, so
about as good as Chris Flexen tip.
Chris Flexen is still going to have a good year.
Where's he going to pitch?
I don't know. He'll pitch somewhere. Go ahead.
Yuri Perez picked up his first major league win on Thursday. The Marlins 23-21. That was a couple days ago. They won. They have 10 straight
on the road coming up.
Yeah.
So if the Marlins get to Memorial Day above 500.
Then you should call Craig Mish and give him a...
Well, according to Craig Mish,
cheers.
He's the one who's really building this team up.
Yeah, he always has.
They get 10 straight on the road. This will determine what the story is with the Marlins, okay?
Esteury.
Yes.
Ruiz. 16 stolen bases in his last 22 games. That's over 100 stolen base pace through 155 games.
That's what that is. All right, let's say hello to everybody in the chat room. And Laura is here. You got Mitchell is here. Merrill is here.
Yay.
NFL Chief.
Mitchell's not here.
No, Mitchell's always here. Merrill's here. Post 1958, SM King third. You got Tito Luna. You got Giro Luna. You got Nakahoma. James Capriano.
Big Al is here.
You got Big Al. Big Al is here. Boston Paul. Chris Gallo. Anthony D.B. Miller. We're here because we're here. Thank you, everybody. Good morning and happy Sunday to all. Okay. There we go.
Jake Berger hit a 3-run double. The White Sox beat the Royals yesterday 5-1. Chicago won for the 4th time in 5 games.
Wait a second. Tito Luna, it just refreshed. Tito Luna having a hard time. Just refreshed. Let's hope that Tito Luna is back on.
All right, you start the games and I'll fix the chat.
All right, let's do the games. You got Kansas City against the White Sox, and here he is. I think the most recognized name on this podcast has to be Jake Berger. Every couple of minutes we got a Jake Berger something. He hit a 3-run double in the 6th inning, and Lucas Giolito. I picked him at the beginning of the year. He didn't do well. I told you to stick with him. The White Sox beat Kansas City 5-1. Mercado had 2 RBIs. Chicago White Sox won for the 4th time in 5 games. Now, I like the Cardinals to come back. I like the Astros to come back. What do you think about the Cardinals? About the White Sox, Andy?
Well, that's kind of a wacko question. What do I think of them?
Yeah, do you think they're going to come back?
No.
Yoan Moncada had 2 RBIs. They won 4 out of their last 5. Berger has hit.
They beat the Kansas City Royals, okay?
Well, that's true. But Berger has hit safely in 6 games.
I could care. Berger is not the whole White Sox. Where's your boy Luis Robert? Where's Eloy? Where's all these?
Luis Robert's having the best May of anybody.
Oh,
Luis Robert and Andrew Benintendi each scored 2 runs in that game.
Well, until they
So
fire
Berger, 11 for 22, 3 homers, 9 RBIs. He is absolutely doing a great job. And Giolito permitted 1 run, 6 hits, and 6 innings. He now, in his last 8 starts, if you picked him up, bless you all,
How could you pick him up?
has a 2.66 ERA in his last 8 starts.
Okay, Gavin Sheets was scratched with a jammed wrist, again. Yasmani Grandal was available off the bench. He's expected to start today. Eloy, he's resumed all baseball activities and is probably ahead of schedule, but he's still going to miss 2 months. Elvis, or is that right with Eloy? I think he's supposed to miss 2 months. Elvis Andrus has resumed batting practice. So these are just a list of the injuries going on.
Yep, and Salvatore Perez, by the way, he's still plugging away. Hit his 10th home run. Kansas City's 6th loss in 8 games. Perez had 3 hits, including a double. And so I'll tell you, White Sox, we talked about Liam Hendricks, and it's going to be interesting to see how the White Sox recover if they do. And Lance Lynn, remember we told you about Lance Lynn? And he had a good start his last outing. He pitches today against Kansas City. I'm saying go with Lance Lynn.
Mm-hmm.
Baltimore and Toronto.
Yeah, Ryan Mountcastle scored the go-ahead run in the 10th inning. And the Baltimore Blue Jays the Baltimore Orioles beat the Blue Jays 6-5. The Orioles are now the second team to reach 30 wins.
The Orioles are the second team, and Eddie Heckman is still on vacation.
They won for the 8th time in 11 games.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Cedric Mullins hit a solo home run. They won, as you said, they won for the 8th time in 11 games. Ryan O'Hearn, 3 for 5. Jordan Romano gave up the 3-run homer. He's good, but he's iffy. George Springer hit a 2-run homer. Danny Jansen hit a solo homer. Toronto now has lost 3 straight, 5 of 6.
Yep. They dropped 3 of 4 to the Yankees this week, and they've lost consecutive series for the first time this season. Romano, you said he gave up a home run. He also blew a save. It was his 3rd blown save in 13 chances.
He's good, but he can be very inadequate at times, okay?
Alek Manoah was pretty good yesterday, I think.
You think so? Yeah, well...
So they accidentally pulled him out of the game after 5 2/3 because the manager went out to talk to him, and then the other manager got confused and went out there, and once the second manager
is that what happened?
Yeah.
You're acting like I'm interrupting you. I'm not interrupting you.
Okay.
Yeah. Manoah, you're right. He walked a career-high 7. He allowed 5 earned runs in his previous start to the Yankees, but Manoah gave up 2 runs, 6 hits, and as you said, they had to take him out. So nothing going right from Manoah. Chapman's double in the 4th was his major league leading 19th double, and Rodriguez from Baltimore, Grayson Rodriguez, reached 50 strikeouts. That is the most ever by an Orioles pitcher after 9 career starts. Nice going.
Yeah, he allowed 2 runs and 4 hits in 5 innings.
Okay. Silence again. What are we doing? Are you in? Am I making you upset?
No, I'm just trying to go through the games with you.
Well, you're not talking. Talk about the Cubs and the Phillies. All right, I will. Aaron Nola struck out 10. He had 7 good innings, and Kyle Schwarber hit a. That's right. Put your hand.
What are you doing? Honestly, why are you picking on me? What the hell?
Kyle Schwarber hit a grand slam. The Phillies had a 5-game losing streak, and they beat the Cubs 12-3.
Bryce Harper singled, doubled, walked twice, got an RBI. The Phillies scored 11 runs in losing 7 in a row to the Cubs before yesterday.
Yep, Dansby Swanson and Unholy Toledo's boy, Christopher Morel, homered for Christopher Morel. It seems that he's as good a player as there is right now in Major League Baseball and in fantasy baseball. What do you think?
Seventh home run yesterday and his third double.
King Happ has joined us. Good morning.
Jameson Taillon made it through 2 1/3 innings,
Okay.
62 pitches.
He's a tough one. I like Taillon at the beginning of the year, but he hasn't really done a lot. Now, Nola gave Philadelphia a much-needed deep outing by his starter. He only gave up 4 hits, walked 1, double digits in strikeouts. For the first time, he reached double digits in strikeouts. So Aaron Nola, he's on his way to being Aaron Nola.
Mm-hmm.
As I said, Schwarber hit his 5th career grand slam. It was a long one. And once again, we only talk about hitting, but one of the things that could keep Patrick Wisdom from getting deserved at bats, he's a terrible fielder. And he made an error extending the inning, but and then Clemens took advantage of the error by hitting a 2-run shot into deep center. But Taillon, look, he did okay.
No, he didn't. He sucked. It took him 36 pitches to get through 1 inning. His ERA on the season is now 8.10. His last 4 starts, he has a 12.08 ERA while pitching a total of 12 2/3 innings. So no, he didn't do okay. He sucks.
No, and you're absolutely right about that. All right. What about Morel? His solo shot in the 8th. Christopher Morel, discovered by Unholy Toledo, gave him 7 home runs in 10 games in his minor since his call-up. He hit 16 homers in 113 games last season with the Cubs. I wonder why people didn't draft him.
Trey Turner got the day off for mental rest.
Really? Well, he hasn't been doing well.
So he needs mental rest?
Well,
maybe he needs to work with a hitting coach or something.
No, sometimes you just need to step away from the game.
Oh, give me a break.
Well, I did that yesterday when I got in the car and I drove.
These guys are getting paid hundreds of millions of dollars to work 5 days a week and summers off. So what, not summers, but you know what I mean? They get 3 or 4 months off after the season. Mm-hmm. You can't need mental rest or you don't deserve $200 million.
And if you remember, Trey Turner was a top draft
pick.
Give
me a break.
In a lot of fantasy drafts, but he struggled in his first season in Philadelphia. They signed him for, $300 million?
If I was a coach, I would send him out there for 10 straight hours of hitting with the hitting coach instead of mental rest. Well, he could get mental rest later. His problem is his hitting.
His average is .257, and he's starting to hear some boos. 53 strikeouts and 199 plate appearances. But here's the great thing about what happened in Philadelphia.
They sold out. The 12th sellout and 20 home starts this season.
Really?
So, don't they usually sell out? I mean, there's a lot of Phillies fans.
Philadelphia is a great sports town. Great. Remember when we went to a game there?
Yes, I do.
With Cool Mitch, what's your name?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, we went to a game in Philadelphia. Corey Seager had a 2-run home run among 3 hits, and John Gray won his first start against his former team as Texas beat the up-and-coming Colorado Rockies 11-5 on Saturday.
Is it the Rockies that are up-and-coming or the Rangers that are up-and-coming?
Both teams.
The Rangers
are up-and-coming. I mean, the Rangers are 28-17, 11 games over 500 for the first time this season. 1 win short of the franchise best record through the first 45 games. So Texas is doing well.
They're scoring a lot of runs. They average 6.2 runs per game. Kyle Freeland got knocked out after 2 innings because they scored 4 runs in each of the first 2 innings off Freeland. Freeland was coming off 6 shutout innings, beating Philly last Sunday on his 30th birthday. He allowed 5 earned runs and 9 hits. He didn't strike out anybody. Corey Seager got his 2nd home run yesterday.
Yep. 2nd home run.
It was his first multi-hit game since he returned to the active roster on Wednesday.
He missed 30-something games, 31 games with a strained left hamstring. Last season, in his first season, a Texas season, he set a Major League record for left-handed hitting shortstops with 33 home runs.
How many? Okay, first of all,
Yeah.
not a lot of lefties play shortstop.
Right.
Okay, because it's not a
that's
good
true.
position for lefties.
What are you
So
talking? No, we're talking about left-handed hitters. at
left-handed hitting shortstops.
Yes. This is a left-hand. What do you say? It's not a good position for a lefty.
Does he field with his right hand
He's a right-handed fielder,
and a left-handed hitter?
left-handed hitter.
Oh, whatever.
He could play shortstop.
Well, forgive me.
And Sonny Gray, remember he spent his first 7 seasons with Colorado, then he signed with Texas in, I think, 2021.
That's John Gray.
Oh,
That's
it's not
John
Sonny
Gray.
Gray, right. John Gray. Sonny Gray is a different guy.
John Gray allowed 1 run and 5 hits in 5 innings. He threw 93 pitches. He struck out 6. He walked 2. He's having a good season.
Marcus Semien and what? Nate Lau?
Nathaniel
Also had, let's see, you got Lau, you got Lowe.
I don't know how to
you
say
got Nat, you got Nathaniel. Who are these? How many of these guys? I just mentioned 4 names, and I don't know how many guys are there.
Elias Diaz is 5th in the majors with a .459 batting average with runners in scoring position.
That's right. So the Rangers lead the majors with 11 games of double-digit runs, more than they had all of last season. So they're having a good season.
Adolis Garcia, he got another RBI. Now he's still leading the major leagues. He's got 49 RBIs. He's gonna, dude. You need to trade him right away.
And you questioned if Merrill was here. Merrill and Mitchell are both together again. I predicted it, and there they are, sitting like they're supposed to. Thank you all for being here. Daniel Ferrara.
Corey Seager is great against Kyle Freeland. He's 14 for 23 with a .609 batting average against Freeland. So play Corey Seager when he goes up against Freeland.
And Jerickson Profar, 3 for 5, extended his on base. Do you know that Jerickson Profar has been on base 28 games in a row? Mm-hmm. That's a nice record.
The current longest active streak.
But it's 28 games, and it's so quiet. That's a big accomplishment to be on base 28
Well, that's because it's
games.
the third longest streak this season by a player. It's the current active streak, but it's not the longest streak to get on base. So
All right.
I know you like that guy.
Well, I do a little bit. How about Patrick Corbin? As Detroit and the Nationals played, he won consecutive starts for the first time. And Lane Thomas, every once in a while, he has a good game. He had
a single.
Yeah, go-ahead 2-run single that led Washington over Detroit. Corbin was good.
Yeah, they stopped a 4-game losing streak, so the Nationals beat the Tigers 5-2. Corbin allowed 2 runs and 6 hits in 6 innings. That was the last team in baseball that he had not ever faced as a starting pitcher. So Corbin now has pitched against every team in baseball, and he also struck out 3, and he reached 1,500 strikeouts in his career.
All right. Good backing and relief. Carl Edwards Jr., Hunter Harvey, and Kyle Finnegan does it again. All hitless relief. Finnegan gets his 9th save in 11 chances, and the game took 2 hours and 3 minutes. Another quickie.
Heimer Candelario, home run. He had a run-scoring double. Spencer Torkelson, home run. Alex Faedo gave up 3 runs and 5 hits in 5 innings. Detroit, coming into the game, they had won 3 of their last 4.
Yeah. And I mentioned Lane Thomas.
Yeah.
He had 3 hits. He's a very unknown guy. I don't know how many in the chat room have Lane Thomas on their fantasy team.
Nobody.
He's got reached base 17.
He's batting leadoff, too, by the way.
Yeah, he reached base 17 games in a row. He's batting .348 during that stretch. So, Lane Thomas, don't be afraid to pick him up.
Maybe he's not available.
Well, probably not, but if
Just
he is...
because we don't know him that good.
I know him. He was going to be the starting center fielder at the beginning of the year. Candelario is 12 for 23, 4 doubles, a triple, 2 homers in his past 6 games, so he is on fire. But I'll tell you what, Lane Thomas and Candelario, these are 2 guys, if they're available, go get them. And
Another Gray pitching today, Josiah Gray. He's pitched 7 innings in each of his last 2 starts. He's got a 2.73 ERA, even though he's 3-5. He's going up against Joey Wentz. I would take Josiah Gray today.
Yes, and Tarek Skubal, waiting for him to come back. He's got the left elbow strain. He threw a bullpen session. He'll throw another one next week in Kansas City. Okay.
Miami Marlins beat the Giants 1-0. Miami improved to 15-2 in 1-run games this season, but they've been outscored 211 to 159. They won for the 5th time in 6 games and stopped the Giants' 4-game winning streak. But Logan Webb is the king of the...
That's your guy, right? That's your Logan Webb. What about him?
So Logan Webb pitched 6 shutout innings for his first no decision this season. He's completed at least 7 innings in his 3 prior starts and 4 of his past 5. He was actually pulled as a precaution after 91 pitches. He started the season horrible. I have another note about him in here. He allowed 4 hits and 2 walks, but struck out 7. The Giants' opening day starter, Logan Webb, is 3-1 with a 1.74 ERA over his past 6 starts after losing his first 4 starts of the season, and he had a 4.94 ERA. It was just devastating for me, but now he's doing great.
You're doing good. And by the way, don't forget, Miami's got a lot of games on the road, so let's see how they handle that. If they come out of that Memorial Day still with a winning record, Miami with their pitching could be a very interesting team. So
Thairo Estrada stole his 12th base.
Yeah, he's good, man. Remember when I got him on a trade or I picked him up on waivers at the beginning of the year, and then I was just looking to drop him, I think I did.
That was not this year.
Yes, it was.
It couldn't have been.
Dylan Florio finished the Marlins' second shutout. Got his 5th save. And San Francisco now has been shut out 5 times.
Yeah.
And who's this kid Bailey?
First round pick in the 2020 amateur draft, made his first major league start. He was a catcher. He was a catcher. He was selected 1 round ahead of Casey Schmidt.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
But Bailey's a switch hitter who is far better from the left side, but his first big league hit came right-handed. Webb gave Bailey a huge hug in the dugout. He's a backup catcher, so he's called up and he's doing his thing.
And Logan Webb?
I already talked about
3-1 with a 1.74 ERA in his past 6 starts. Wow. And what about Brian De La Cruz? He's got the longest active hitting streak, 14 games. And Luis Arraez, opened with a single, so he's still going strong.
Alex Wood is going today. They're looking for their second straight series victory, San Francisco.
Yep.
And a 5-1 homestand.
And Malpal's guy is going there.
Okay.
Right? Jesus Luzardo. You'd think that would bring Malpal into the chat room.
He's probably napping.
I don't blame him, but I'm just saying, when Luzardo pitches, we always see Malpal. So there you go. Let's just take a look. No, Malpal is still resting comfortably as his big game is today. Go ahead. Arizona, a strong Arizona team against Pittsburgh.
They beat the Diamondbacks beat the Pirates 4-3. Pavin Smith hit his 3rd homer of the season, a 2-run homer. And Mitch Keller was pulled following 6 strong innings.
Yeah, he is pitching great, isn't he?
Yes.
You see, I could tell Marte homered for Arizona. They won 6 of the last 8 games.
Plus, he stole a base.
Really? Oh, okay. I didn't see that. Sorry. Brian Hayes accounted for all the Pirates scoring. He's got back-to-back games with at least 3 RBIs, and I think that's the first time he's ever done that, if I'm not mistaken. Okay? But you're right about Keller. 2 runs, 3 hits. He retired 16 in a row. 16 scoreless innings while winning his previous 2 starts.
Fat pitched yesterday. 5 1/3, 6 hits, 3 strikeouts, 3 earned runs. His ERA is 7.65 now.
Wow, but he's winless in 4 career starts. So he's still got a way to go. he's been picked up in most leagues already. He was picked up before he even made his first start. He was a hot name, right? Hot name.
Lourdes Gurriel extended his hitting streak to 13 games.
Okay.
You don't like him as much.
Well, he's kind of vanilla, right? I don't think he really does very much.
Jake Berger is vanilla.
So the Pirates had won 3 or 4. They lost 11 out of 12. Now they win 3 out of 4. Carson Kelly transferred from the 10-day to the 60-day, so he won't be back for a while. And now my annual Vince Velasquez was scheduled to make a rehab start Saturday last night. I don't know how he did. So
Tonight's Merrill Kelly against Roansy Contreras.
right, okay.
Harold Ramirez, Yandy Diaz, Christian Bethancourt all homered. Tampa Rays beat Milwaukee Brewers 8-4. Tampa leads the majors with 90 homers and 286 runs. They've allowed 160 runs. My favorite boy, Zach Eflin,
There you go.
struck out 8,
Yeah.
3 runs, 4 hits. Rays are 21-3 at home this season.
That's right.
It's the best start. Ties the best start at home through 24 games.
But here's the deal, and here's my question to you. Despite the great start, Tampa holds just a 3.5 game lead. So with the great start, 25% of the game's been played, close to it. Will Tampa hold on and continue their leading record in the American League East?
I don't know.
And her answer is, I don't know. That's why you tune in, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, I don't
to hear
know.
the
I like the Orioles.
Well, nobody knows. You have an opinion.
Do you?
Though.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know either, all right? But,
Okay.
But I do know, look, Tampa's been so dominant, I think they will hold on. I know Jason Adam entered with 2 outs in the ninth. He got his 6th save, so he's been pitching well. Milwaukee's just not that good. They're 24-21, tied with Pittsburgh.
They're better than they look.
Their rotation has been depleted, remember?
They have 6 pitchers on the injured list.
That's right. Brandon Woodruff, Wade Miley now is going to be out for a while. And don't even think of putting Eric Lauer back in. He gave up a home run to Ramirez. And
Owen Miller extended his career best hitting
yeah,
streak.
he's pretty good, man. Owen Miller. Go ahead. Hitting streak to what, 12 games?
Yep. And he's on base for 21 games straight.
Right. Okay. All right. So, but Lauer, coming off his first relief appearance, allowed 6 runs. So remember they said, here's what they said. Matt Lauer's out of the rotation.
His name is Eric.
Yeah, Eric. Who's Matt Lauer?
He's a
He's
news
boy.
guy.
Oh, it's a news guy. All right, he's worse
He's
than
a
Eric
fake
Lauer.
news guy.
Yeah, all right, he was fired, right?
Probably.
But anyway, Christian Yelich had an RBI. Okay, he popped it up in the middle of the infield, and it just dropped near the mound. 3 Tampa players tried to get it. They all let it go, so they gave Yelich a single. And then Jesse Winker, fell behind for a pitch clock violation, and then he was ejected by the plate umpire for arguing. It's just, I don't know. What do you think of this pitch clock? Do you think it's any good?
I don't have a problem with it.
Yeah, a lot of people are.
These pitchers need to adjust. Another time that I'm going to mention how much money these people get paid. If they can't get their act together, then they don't deserve to be making so much money. Right. Eric Lauer was actually demoted to a reliever last week, right?
Yep.
Or maybe he wasn't demoted, but now they need him in the rotation because they have so many injuries. He allowed 6 runs, 6 hits, and 3 homers in 3+ innings. He's given up 7 home runs over 12 innings in his last 3 outings.
Luke Vogt was sent to AAA for rehab, so
Yelich had an RBI single.
Yep, you might be getting Luke Vogt back, by the way.
I already replaced him.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Freddie Peralta starts against Jalen Beeks, and Diaz, with the bad groin, started after sitting out 4 games. Yandy.
And he was good yesterday. He went 3 for 4, and he's got a 13-game hitting streak. So Yandy's having a good season, batting leadoff.
And how about the Yankees against the Reds?
The Yankees beat the Reds 7-4. And you know that Aaron Hicks still has $27.6 million left on his contract?
That's nuts.
And it's like 6 years.
What baseball is doing with these contracts is absurd. They have to make a change. You know, if you're not good enough to play, it should be in your contract that you don't get paid all of it. So it's just not this.
Rizzo's been great this year, by the way.
Yes, he has.
He hit a 2-run homer yesterday. It was his second home run in 2 nights and 24th at Great American Ballpark. So Rizzo hits great at Great American Ballpark. All these, seriously, most hitters should hit great at Great American Ballpark, but it doesn't.
What about Judge? Hitting .378 with 7 homers, 18 RBIs in 11 games since he came back at the beginning of May.
Brian Weber got the save yesterday. Now the Yankees have 7 pitchers with saves, the most of any big league team.
Oh, Weber pitched. I thought Clay Holmes pitched that, but I guess he didn't. The Yankees have won 5 of 6, 10 out of 13. They're 8 games over 500. Cincinnati, what an up and down team, but they're bringing up a lot of their young guys. McClain is up. They lost 5 out of 6, and the game drew 41,000 people.
But they say most of those were Yankees fans.
That's okay. That's why the Yankees are so popular, because they draw people to the.
Well, when the Yankees when they go to other ballparks, they get all kinds of cheers and love. They're always getting rooted for, but when they play at home, they get booed.
Isn't that baseball? And
it's New York, is what it is.
Absolutely. Keep an eye on for Ben Rothford. He went 2 for 4 with the double. He was acquired from Minnesota last year in a trade that sent Gary Sanchez to the Yankees. He had a strained oblique. This kid could wind up being a hitter. Just keep an eye on him.
He went 2 for 4 with a double and 2 strikeouts in his Yankees debut.
Okay. And what about Carlos Rodon? Have you spoken to his wife recently?
I really like his wife.
Yeah, I know.
I like it. Maybe she's friends with Verlander's wife.
Luis Severino is supposed to make his debut against Hunter Green on Sunday. Okay.
I didn't get to give you an update on Rodon.
All right, go ahead. I do. I want to know what you got on
He
Rodon.
played catch at 120 feet before the game. Then he caught a flight to New York, and he's going to rejoin the team after it returns from its current road trip.
Okay. Severino's scheduled to make his debut against Hunter Green. We talked about that. A's and the Astros. How about that?
Yordan Alvarez.
Oh, he's a tie-breaking home run in the 8th inning. Astros beat Oakland 3-2. They extend their season-long winning streak to 6 games. Altuve played.
Altuve doubled in it. They scored 2 runs in the first inning in Houston. Well, Houston did, and it was his first hit of the year because he went 0 for 4 on Friday. He missed 43 games because he had a fractured right thumb. But J.P. Sears pitched 6 innings, 7 strikeouts, 2 earned runs. Hunter Brown, I really like this guy. He pitched 6 innings, 1 earned run, 9 strikeouts. Bregman stole his first base. Ruiz stole his 2 bases yesterday. That means Estuary Ruiz has stole 23 bases.
Wow. 2 hits, 2 stolen bases, 23 for the season, and Oakland dropped their 3rd straight. But Hector Neris allowed a hit, got the win. Ryan Presley pitched the scoreless 9th, and he picks up the save. Okay, pretty good.
Capraleon against Framber Valdez tonight.
All right.
Framber Valdez.
Yeah, he's a good one.
He's pretty good.
I like her. Houston rookie Hunter Brown allowed 5 hits and 2 runs and a career-high 9 strikeouts. So pay attention to this kid. And you're right, Framber Valdez goes against James Capraleon. L.A. and St. Louis, what do you got? Nolan Gorman, what a great year he's having.
Yeah, he really is. The Cardinals beat the Dodgers 6-5. And now they're not in the last place anymore in the NL Central. You knew that St. Louis wasn't going to continue being that miserable.
Well, I didn't think they were going to be, but I don't know. They just have so much to come back from.
Well, they're 20-27 now. They've won 10 of their last 13 following an 8-game losing streak. They moved into 4th place in the NL Central. So they're ahead of Cincinnati now, but
they can't afford a slip. They can't afford even a small losing streak. That's
Nolan
it.
Gorman hit his 13th home run.
Yeah.
And he's got 39 RBIs.
3-run homer off of Victor Gonzalez in the 8th inning. So,
JD Martinez hit his 6th home run, and Arenado got caught stealing, but Contreras stole his 4th base. Mikolas went 7 innings, 2 strikeouts, 3 earned runs, and Syndergaard, we told you, he was just a
terrible.
mess. 80 pitches, 5 innings, 4 strikeouts, 3 earned runs, a hit
Yep.
batter, a couple of walks, 3 home runs. I mean, I'm making
Third
that up, but
straight, no
honestly, it was a
decision.
horrible outing.
He's
Okay.
1-3 with a 5.8 ERA and 9 starts. JD Martinez is back, hitting a 3-run homer, his 6th home run. JD Martinez has 6 home runs.
I think Syndergaard needs a new job.
You think so?
Yeah, he's hot. He could be some kind of model.
Well, he threw out Nolan Arenado trying to steal second base.
Whoop-dee. Wait,
okay.
hold on a minute.
What? In the 3rd inning.
Wait, he really threw someone out?
Yeah. Threw out Nolan Arenado.
I thought we
trying-
said in our Nuggets that he hasn't thrown out anybody that was trying to run the bases.
I don't know what they mean by threw him out. Okay. Seattle and Atlanta. Logan Gilbert needed to change his strategy to keep Seattle in the game, but he started throwing a splitter, and he had a rocky first inning, and then he retired 15 consecutive batters, got helped by Eugenio Suarez, who hit a 2-run homer.
And the Mariners beat the Braves 7-3. So he said that he credits catcher Tom Murphy for helping him adjust his pitches just based off the swings. He said that Tom Murphy noticed that they were hitting the fastball really hard early, and he did a good job recognizing it.
Hold it, I gotta interrupt you.
What's new?
Malpal is here. There he is. Whoop-de-doo. Who's the player who he was rooting for? Who we thought he'd be here because of that player?
You brought him up when you talk about Luzardo.
Oh, yeah, Luzardo's pitching today, so we knew Malpal would be here. All right, go ahead.
Break. Good grief.
Yeah, I know J.P. Crawford had 2 hits, hit a run-scoring single.
Julio Rodriguez stole his 8th base. Matt Olson hit his 13th home run.
Oh, boy. All right. He hit a...
Chavez, you want to talk about problems with the rotation. Dodgers have it, but the Braves are just in a horrible spot right now. They had to go into a bullpen game yesterday. They got Chavez in there for 2 1/3, and then Tonkin came in 2 innings. They had six pitchers yesterday. J.P. Crawford had 2 hits. Olson home run. Matt Olson leads the Braves with 13 homers, including homers in each of the first 2 games of the series with Seattle. Tonkin, I told you, this guy, he got the loss, and it was well-deserved because he allowed 5 runs on 6 hits and 2 walks in 2 innings. They do say only 2 of those were earned because the Braves committed 3 errors, including 2 by your boy Acuna, 1 fielding and 1 throwing. Might as well be playing lefty out in shortstop.
That's for sure.
The Braves fell to 0-3 in bullpen game, and they're trying to compensate for their rotation because they've got 13 consecutive games before their next day off on June 1st. The Braves really need to make a move. They've got Max Fried out. They got Kyle Wright out now, and they're just really struggling to get through it. They don't have a day off till June. All right. Go ahead. They have a 20-year-old right-handed pitcher, A.J. Smith-Shawver, who allowed 2 runs on 4 hits and 5 innings in his debut with AAA Gwinnett on Friday. He still is not old enough, and he's not ready. He was drafted in 2021. And he signed down an opportunity to play quarterback for the Texas Tech football team, but he just got promoted to AAA.
And he could be a pretty good pitcher.
So how desperate are they?
They are very desperate. Very. Joey Gallo homered for the 4th time in 7 games. Trevor Lawrence had an RBI triple. It turned into a Little League home run. I'm not going to go into it, but still. Shohei Ohtani hit his 11th home run. And I'll tell you some, Minnesota will be trying to win its 2nd road series in 8 tries. It's a tough game. The Angels are just tough. They're hanging in there before the pressure to trade Ohtani becomes enormous.
Twins pitcher Louis Varland is now gave up 2 runs and 6 hits in 5 innings. He's 2-0 now, 4 strikeouts, 5 innings though. Twins pitchers are pretty good this year. They must have got a new pitching coach.
Well, look, he pitched with a 3-run lead, which was good. Jarrett Walsh, we talked about.
Patrick Sandoval allowed 3 runs, 5 hits, 4 walks, 4 2/3. He needed 55 pitches to get through his first 2 innings. But he's still all right. He came through. The Angels have not won consecutive games this month. Byron Buxton,
There he is.
he had a run and 2 walks as the DH, came out of the game in the 6th inning because of tightness in
He
his...
came out of the game? I'm more surprised that he was in the game than he came out of the game. Go ahead.
He's got tightness in his right knee and he will not start today.
What a surprise. Byron Buxton.
Boston and San Diego, our last game.
Our final
Thank God.
game, Chris Sale's close to being back to his old self.
Emmanuel Valdez had a 3-run homer. Sale allowed 3 hits. 2 of them were home run in 7 innings, though. And the Boston Red Sox beat the Dodgers 4-2 to send the Padres plummeting to their 4th straight loss and 11th loss in the last 13 games.
That's it.
It's
He allowed
horrible.
homers to Juan Soto and Fernando Tatis, but otherwise he shut down. Sale, 7-time All-Star, plagued by injuries, making his 20th start since 2019.
It's okay. He's gone 6 or more innings in each of his last 4 starts, and he has struck out a total of 27 batters in his last 3 starts. He did give up a homer to Juan Soto, but after that he retired 9 straight batters. So, plus he gave up a homer to Tatis and a double by Kim. Then he retired the final 6 batters. But Kenley Jansen, who blew each of his previous 2 save opportunities, got his 10th save and his first since he earned his 400th career save on May 10th. Musgrove is such a disappointment. He allowed 4 runs and 6 hits in 5 innings, but he did strike out 6 and he only walked 1. So I guess it's better than what he has been doing. Tonight you get to see Kluber against Michael Wacha.
Anthony D.B. Miller, we thank you for making the transition from guest to a human. Big Al and the Proud, Chris Gallo, Daniel Ferrara, King Hap, the great King Hap, the great Nakahoma, Laura, the great Malpal has made it in. Mitchell, Merrill, NFL Chief, post-1958, SM King III, who's at the Angel game.
No, he's at the Rangers game, Leonard.
Oh, he's at some game. Tito Luna, Giro Luna, Tommy Johnson, Triple Play, woo, and all the guests. But, ladies and gentlemen, if you're having trouble with the sound,
They're signing in.
I noticed a lot of guests are having trouble with the sound.
The sound.
Yeah, they just leave early. I don't know.
Maybe they're just listening, and if they're not active in the chat room, they turn orange. That doesn't mean they're not listening, Leonard.
Oh, it doesn't?
No.
I didn't know that. Okay, everybody, sincere thanks for your support. We need it. We love it. And we'll be back tomorrow at 9 a.m. Thank you all. Go have a good day. Tommy Johnson was here before. I wanted to just acknowledge him as well. And thanks, everybody. Go get him. Have a good time.